Good evening, I'm Eric Wilson. We begin with a developing story. A natural gas leak has forced residents of Shannon to evacuate. Eyewitness News is more local in Carroll County. The leak is at the intersection of Illinois Route 72 and Stanton Street. We're going to take a live look now inside Shannon at Eastland Elementary School, where we're getting a briefing right now about the situation. Let's listen in.
First engine company on scene found a wire that was on the ground arcing. At this time, it is believed that that wire burnt through the blacktop and did get into a gas line, which caused the gas leak, which has caused the evacuation. We're currently looking at about a 5-block radius that we are doing evacuations. We just met with NICOR. We're believing we're about an hour and a half away, that we'll be able to get some residents back in. We do have some residents that we may have to look at putting up overnight. There were no injuries, and we're working with the Village of Shannon, Shannon Police Department, local fire departments through a MABUS system, and I believe we're getting there.
Okay, do you have any idea about how many residents were evacuated?
We evacuated probably close to 250 residents were evacuated in the 5-block radius.
Of those 200, how many are going to be allowed back in tonight?
At this point, I can't give you an exact number. I think we're going to be looking at a vast majority of them that will be back in. We may be just looking at a few homes that we're going to have to look at from shelter, and we are working with the Red Cross on those issues of getting them housing for the night.
How does a power line burn through asphalt?
That's a little bit over my pay grade. The high voltage is obviously, it's going to melt and probably melted through the concrete and into the gas line at this point is what it looks like. NICOR, ComEd are both looking at their investigation, and as they get stuff capped off, we'll look at it with them.
Now, as I was driving into town, I could smell there's still gas in the air.
There's definitely still gas in the air. There is an active fire at the scene, a small fire. All of our crews.
Just to recap, we're just listening to a briefing about what's going on in Shannon. Some of the information that we heard just now, 200 to 250 people were evacuated after a gas leak. Based on what we heard at the very beginning there, somehow a high voltage power line actually burned through some asphalt and then at some point hit a gas line and started leaking that gas into the air. And you heard our reporter on the scene actually ask the question about still being able to smell gas there. No one was hurt, but a 5-block radius around that leak has been evacuated. The person we just heard talking there said that within the next 90 minutes, some people would be allowed back home. In fact, he also believed that most of those people would be up in the next hour and a half or so, but some people would need to be put up overnight. Red Cross is involved to help them. Again, this is a developing story. If we learn anything new during the course of this newscast, we will certainly update you with that information.